Well, hi again, everyone, and welcome back to my podcast podium. Today, I'm going to be talking about living in the fast lane. So, let's be honest. When most people hear the word fasting, their stomach immediately growls in protest. We live in a world where snacks are always within arm's reach, where food delivery apps know our order before we do, and where skipping a meal feels almost rebellious, right? But what if going without food intentionally, purposefully, was actually one of the most powerful things you could do for your body, your mind, and your spirit? Welcome to the fast lane. No, not the one on the highway, but that ancient, time tested practice of fasting, and why more and more people are choosing to make it a lifestyle. Okay, so what exactly is fasting? Well, at its simplest, fasting is that voluntary act of going without food and sometimes drink for a set period of time. That's it. No magic potion, no expensive equipment, no complicated meal plans, just you, some water, and a whole lot of intention. Now, fasting isn't some trendy wellness hack. It's one of the oldest practices known to humanity. Every major world religion includes some form of it. And long before science caught up, people knew intuitively that there was something deeply restorative about giving the body a rest from eating. The Bible goes into it. It says in Matthew chapter 6, verses 16 through 18, when you fast, do not look somber as the hypocrites do, for they disfigure their faces to show others they are fasting. But when you fast, put oil on your head and wash your face, so that it will not be obvious to others that you are fasting, but only to your Father who is unseen. Even Jesus assumed his followers would fast. He didn't say if you fast, but when you fast. It was simply part of life, and it can be part of yours too. Okay, so you might be asking, why should I fast? Great question. Here's the honest answer: because your body, mind, and spirit were not designed to be in a constant state of consumption. We were built for rhythm, seasons of feasting and seasons of fasting. Modern life has turned us into perpetual feasters, and we're paying the price in ways we don't always connect back to food. Now, fasting is not about punishing yourself, really. It's about making room for clarity, for healing, for something greater than the next meal. The prophet Isaiah captures this heart of purposeful fasting beautifully. True fasting, he wrote, was never just about skipping meals. It was about breaking free from bad habits, from self indulgence, from anything that has too tight a grip on us. He says this in Isaiah 58, verse 6. Is not this the kind of fasting I have chosen, to loose the chains of injustice and untie the cords of the yoke, to set the oppressed free and break every yoke? Now, whether your yoke is a sugar addiction, an unhealthy relationship with food, brain fog, or just a general feeling of being stuck, fasting has a way of loosening things up. Now, here's where it gets really exciting. Fasting doesn't just feel virtuous, it actually delivers. Okay, so let's look at some of the well documented benefits of fasting. Number one, mental clarity. When your body isn't busy digesting, your brain gets a serious upgrade. Many fasters, as I call them, report sharper focus, better memory, and a calm sense of mental alertness. Number two, metabolic reset. Fasting improves insulin sensitivity and encourages your body to burn stored fat for fuel. This is a process called ketosis. Your metabolism essentially gets a tune-up. Number 3, cellular repair. Okay, so fasting triggers autophagy. This is the natural body's cleanup crew. Old damaged cells, they get recycled. Think of it as taking your body through a car wash from the inside. Number 4, heart health. Studies show fasting can reduce blood pressure, lower LDL cholesterol, and decrease inflammation, all major risk factors for heart disease. Next, you have better sleep. Who needs that? I do. I know, I do. Eating less and not eating too close to bedtime is linked to improved sleep quality. Your body rests more deeply when it's not running a midnight digestive shift. Then there is spiritual sensitivity. When physical hunger is at the forefront, many people find their spiritual hunger rises to meet it. Fasting creates space to hear what normally gets drowned out. Now, Daniel in the Bible understood this long before any nutritionist put it in a journal. When he chose vegetables and water over the king's rich food, he and his friends came out healthier and sharper than everyone else. This was a 10-day experiment that has inspired fasters ever since. In Daniel chapter 1, verse 15, it says, "At the end of the 10 days, they looked healthier and better nourished than any of the young men who ate the royal food." Now, that's a great benefit. Okay, so let's explore the different types of fasting. And in this list, I want you to find what works for you. So, one of the beautiful things about fasting is that there's no single right way to do it, but here are a few popular approaches that I've noticed. Okay, so a lot of people are talking about intermittent fasting, the 16-8 window, where you eat within an 8-hour window and fast for 16. Most people simply skip breakfast and eat between noon and 8 p.m. It's the most beginner-friendly option and incredibly effective for weight management and metabolic health. Then you have the 24-hour fast. Once or twice a week, you go from dinner to dinner without eating. This was common in biblical times. Jewish fasts like Yom Kippur lasts about 25 hours. Yes, it's challenging, but deeply rewarding. Now, the most popular one, the Daniel fast, was inspired by Daniel. See chapters 1 and 10. This fast eliminates meat, sweets, and processed foods, focusing instead on fruits, vegetables, legumes, and water, usually for a period of 21 days. It's a spiritual and physical reset like no other. Then you have extended fasting, which is about 3 to 7 days. Now, for the experienced faster, like Moses fasted 40 days with divine assistance. Even a three-day water fast can produce profound results in cellular repair and spiritual clarity. But always consult a healthcare professional first before you try this. Now, I have a few practical tips to get started, and I'm gonna just list them as I go. Okay, so first of all, start small. A 12-hour fast overnight is already a fast. Build from there. Stay hydrated. Water, black coffee, and plain tea are your best friends. Don't fast for attention or to impress anyone. Keep it private and purposeful. Have a reason. Write it down. Say, for example, I'm fasting for clarity is more powerful than I'm fasting to lose weight, though both are fine. Break your fast gently. A piece of fruit or broth before a full meal goes a long way. And expect some discomfort, especially in the first 1 to 3 days. That's normal. But hey, push through it. There's a breakthrough on the other side. Remember now that fasting isn't just abstaining from food. You can pair it with prayer, journaling, or quiet reflection for the fullest experience. And finally, consult your doctor if you have underlying health conditions before starting any extended fast. There's a dimension to fasting that no fitness tracker can measure. When Esther faced a crisis that threatened her entire people, she didn't call a meeting or draft a petition. She called a fast. 3 days, no food, no water. And then she walked into the most dangerous room in her world with extraordinary courage. In Esther chapter 4, verse 16, it says, "Go, gather together all the Jews who are in Susa and fast for me. Do not eat or drink for 3 days, night or day. And if I perish, I perish." Something happens in the fast that can't quite be explained, only experienced. The noise settles, the distractions fall away. Appetite, which usually dominates so much of our day, recedes. And in that quiet space, something deeper surfaces. Call it clarity, call it conviction, call it connection with God. Whatever you call it, those who have truly fasted would tell you it changes you. Jesus himself launched his public ministry with a 40-day fast. Before the miracles, before the teaching, before the crowds, there was the wilderness, the hunger, and the decision about what he truly lived for. Fasting has a way of bringing us to that same decision point. Matthew 4:4 says, "Man shall not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God." Now, fasting isn't punishment. It isn't a crash diet. It isn't about being holier than thou or starving yourself into spirituality. It's about choosing deliberately, wisely, choosing to step back from that endless conveyor belt of consumption and ask, what am I really hungry for? Your body will thank you. Your mind will thank you. And if you approach it with the right heart, your spirit will find in fasting a discipline that opens doors nothing else quite can. So the next time life feels heavy or foggy or you feel stuck, maybe don't reach for the snacks. Maybe, just maybe, step into the fast lane. Well, thanks for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you on my next podcast podium. Have a fantastic day.